Welcome back all of you. You are watching Premium 2.0 and this video is the part number 4. If you have not watched the previous 3 videos, then you are missing something very big. So make sure that you click on the link below, join the Telegram channel and get this free PYQ ebook. As well as in the description you will find the link of this Premium 2.0 course playlist. You can check this link out and check all the videos and clear NET JRF examination. Cause the primary sole purpose of making this video course is just to get you NET JRF very easily without any hassle. Okay, let's start. Now you will see the magic. For you, this is only one question, and for me and our students, this is 4 questions plus something very interesting. Okay, the tendency to believe that a task will take less time than it really will is known as. So, is it a magical thinking? Is it planning fallacy? Is it optimistic bias? Or is it FAE? Now, first of all, you can also apply your common sense over here. You can imply common sense as well. The tendency to believe that a task, let's suppose this is a person who is believing that the task will take less time than it really will. So let's suppose this will take 6 months, but you are believing that you can finish the syllabus in only 15 days. So what is this? What is the error you are making over here? Are you doing some magical thinking? No. Is it a optimistic bias? No. Is it a fundamental attribution error? No. What it is simply your planning fallacy. All right. Okay. So the correct answer over here is option number 2, planning fallacy. But you are not here for this. You are here for this thing, something bigger. So now this question came from your unit number 8, that is your social psychology. Okay. In social psychology, we deal with a single person and a number of groups of persons. Okay. All right. Now we have the very first phenomena which we have in this question is our fundamental attribution error. We will start from this fundamental attribution error. So first of all, we will understand what is attribution. Attribution, this word came from the word which we called as what? Which we called as attribute. Okay. So what are attribute? So for this UGC NET examination, what are the attributes of this? The exam is conducted by NTA. There is a 150 question paper, 150 questions consisting a paper of 150 questions, or the paper is of 3 hours. So what are all these? These are all are attributes of your UGC NET psychology examinations. Okay. All right. So from this attribute become attribution, and now we will talk about a single person. So what are the attributes of this single person? He is 5 foot 9 inch tall. Okay. And then he has a black or maybe white or maybe brown complexion. He or she has blue eyes. Okay. And then his feet and hands are 4 inches, we can say something like this. So what are all these? These all are what? These all are attributes which we can see physically. Okay, which we can see this all these things by our naked eyes. But now what will happen interestingly is when this person is coming late to a meeting, we can say late to a meeting. So most probably what we are going to say, we are going to say that this person is always late. Okay, this person is always late. He always or she always does the same thing. Or let's suppose this person is wearing dirty clothes. Dirty clothes. So what you will attribute about this? You will attribute that okay, his parents are also like this. He has learned this only in his home. You will not understand that while he was coming, there was a van coming from here and it make him dirty. It was a rainy season and other things like that. So what we are going to do is we are going to do again and again his dispositional causes. We will say okay, it is inherited in him, not inherited technically, but we will say to his internal factors that this is the way this person behaves each and every time. You are coming late to a meeting, your colleagues will say okay, he or she is late always every time, but they will not find that okay, there is a heavy traffic in Delhi, there is a heavy traffic in Mumbai. They will not consider this, but they will consider what? They will consider that you are always late for the meeting, you are always wearing dirty clothes, you always eat with your mouth sounding like blah blah blah, and they will not understand that you have a toothache, that's why you are eating like this. And let's suppose you are going to a party and doing all the things. So what the party people will judge, they will judge you that okay, you do this thing each and every time. So what is the main thing we are making? We are making an error. Okay, we are making an error, that's why we say it as FAE. What it is? It is our fundamental, it is fundamental attribution. Attribution is whatever you are attributing to that single person and you are making an error. The person is late because of the traffic, the person is eating because of the toothache, the person is making wearing dirty clothes because of the, we can say, the weather, the climate, the surrounding from where he came, it was all dirty. So these three things we attributed to him, but we made error in all of those. Okay, so what is this over here? This is our fundamental attribution error. And I bet you will never forget this thing in each and every life of you are taking breath. Okay, so now what is happening over here? We have just discussed about attribution. So there are number of attributions theory which you need to study for your UGC NET psychology examination if you want to clear. There are number of attribution theory, baby Fritz Heider and all of those. So you must go through all those things once again. Okay, and this fundamental attribution error is also known with one name which we call as correspondence bias. Okay, so if you are going through correspondence bias or you are going through FAE, same thing is repeated again and again. And what are out, those are dispositional causes. Okay, you will attribute to dispositional causes something like this, always internal. Okay, and moving forward, when we will discuss more questions on this topic, we will discuss in detail, and I will give you damn reference of this particular video that I have told you in this video. Go and watch that. Okay, or right. So after learning this thing, you are never going to forget what it is happening in fundamental attribution error. And the fundamental attribution error, this is not the same thing. Okay, so this is option is incorrect. Now we will look into optimistic bias. Optimistic bias. So I hope you know the meaning of optimistic or optimism. Optimism means always staying positive. Okay, always staying positive. And what does bias mean? Bias mean to be in favor of someone, something, despite whatever it is happening. Okay, so let's suppose you have one political party A, I have one political party B, and your neighbor has one political party C. Okay, each and every one of us is biased toward our political party, and we discard other two political parties. Okay, we do things like this and we discard other political parties. Okay, so what we are showing over here is we are showing bias over here. Okay, so let's suppose on this channel you will find bias for what? You will find bias for the PYQs. Okay, why? Because these are very important for your examination. Okay, knowledge is a thing which is secondary or primary at the same time, but for clearing the examination you need to be master of your PYQs. Until and unless you have mastered PYQs, it is very rare that you will clear the examination. Okay, you will clear, but the chances are becomes very less. Okay, because you need what? You need more practice. So we can say that we are biased towards what? We are biased toward PYQs as compared to our theory portion. If you do the PYQs just the way we are doing, it's done and you don't need to do anything other than extra. Okay, so this is called what? This is called bias. And when we will be optimistic and we will show bias, then it will simply mean that we are showing optimistic bias. Okay, so whatever is happening will happen positive to us. Okay, so let's suppose you are going through market and there is robbery going on. Okay, there is robbery going on, and then what you will say? You will show optimistic bias. Okay, robbery will not happen with me, I am always positive. Okay, same thing, you are riding a bicycle, motorcycle in a very valley of something, some place in higher states, we can say the Himachal and then Jammu and all those states. So you are riding and you will be optimistic. Okay, you have heard that there are number of accidents happening in this particular valley, but what you will show? You will show optimistic bias. You will not show any fundamental attribution error because there is no other person here. The person is the same who is showing optimistic bias for himself or herself. Okay, whatever the condition is, you will be always optimistic about that thing. Okay, if you talk about this examination, so in this exam there you have heard number of instances when the, what we can say, invigilator is not there, or say the computer is not working. Okay, this is the good example. Computer is not working, so what you will be? You will be optimistic. Okay, maybe rest of people computer might not work, but for me I am showing optimistic bias and it will work for me. Okay, it will always work for me. You will reinforce yourself by saying this and this. So what you are showing is you are showing optimistic bias over here. And now, does optimistic bias relate with this thing? What I have just told you, or FAE relate with this thing? None of them relate. And now we will look into magical thinking. Magical thinking, as you already know, magic, there is no magic and there is thinking. Whenever you are thinking something and thinking something very absurd and there is no rationalization in that thing, then we can say we are doing what? We are doing magical thinking. Okay, I am doing a magical thinking of, let's suppose, a horse of, we can say, yellow color, dark yellow color, is going, where? Is going in the, what we can say, is going where? Is going in sea, or running in sea. Okay, so can you imagine a horse, that too of yellow color, dark yellow color, just like this color, is running in sea with a very high speed of 100 miles per hour. Okay, can you imagine this? What is this? This is some unrationalized, unlogical, illogical thinking. Okay, that is happening, and that is what we called it as magical thinking. So when you do these type of thinking that is very very illogical, very illogical, and very not rationalized, then you are a victim of what? You are a victim of magical thinking. Okay, but there is nothing mentioned over here about illogical things or things which you cannot rationalize. Why? Because a task is going to take time, but it is taking less time than it really will. So let's suppose the time has to be 6 months, but you are saying, okay, I will complete this in 1 month, or I will complete this in 15 days, or I will complete this in 7 days. When this is not possible, and that we are shikar, or we can say we are the victim of what? We are victim of our option number two, planning fallacy. So planning fallacy is the correct answer over here, and I hope you have got all the concepts of magical thinking, optimistic bias, and fundamental attribution error. And now you have four concepts in your pocket from your unit number 8, social psychology. Thanks for watching the video. If you have not yet subscribed the channel, make sure that you subscribe so that you watch all these amazing videos which will help you to clear NET JRF examination pretty soon. Okay, moving forward to next question. That is our question number 17. It says which of the following are correct differences between Parkinson's disease and Huntington's disease. So if we take this into consideration, we can say unit number 9 syllabus is activated right now, because we are talking about diseases, disorders, and all those things will come under unit number 9. But do we need to study all these things? No, this is very irrational or very illogical to study all these things, because why? This question is never getting repeated. So why to waste time? No, but this paper is very important, so I will tell you each and everything about this. Don't worry on that. But this is very shallow. You can assume 10% probability of coming it again. Okay, all right. But in recent June 24 cancer examination, one question was there on, I guess, Huntington or Parkinson or ataxia, something like that. Okay, Parkinson's disease is a disorder of middle and old age, while Huntington's disease is a disorder of young. Okay, we have to what we have to do is are the correct differences. Parkinson's disease is a movement disorder, while Huntington's disease is an emotional disorder. Okay, unlike Parkinson's disease, Huntington disease has a strong genetic base. Parkinson's disease is not associated with severe dementia, while Huntington's disease is. Okay, so let's suppose we don't know anything about what is happening over here. But now in your subconscious mind, after watching this video, when you will study, you know about two basic things. First of all, first of all, it is Huntington's disease, and secondly, it is Alzheimer's. Sorry, not Alzheimer's. What it is? It is not Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's will come forward. Parkinson's. Okay. So now you have to study about Huntington's and Parkinson's before going for your next examination. Okay, now first of all we will explore what? We will explore Huntington's disease, and at the same time you start making notes of this. I am telling you, when this question gets repeated again, you will be able to solve it in like seconds, 10-15 seconds. You will be able to solve. Okay, so first of all we will talk about Huntington's disease, and then we will move on to Parkinson's. Okay, so each and every time Huntington's. Okay, Huntington's disease. So Huntington's is sounding something like Washington, if you can say. Okay, now first of all, do remember this thing that it is inherited. Inherited, what does that mean? It means that you are taking it from your parents. Huntington's disease is inherited. First of all, you need to remember this again and again yourself, remind yourself again and again. Huntington's is what? It is inherited, that either one of your mother or one of your father will have, not one of your, but yes, your mother or your father is having this gene. So what does it imply? It implies that it has strong genetic base. Okay, it will have some genetic base, genetic background over there. Okay, so this is inherited. Just remind yourself of this again and again. Huntington's is inherited. Okay, all right. Moving forward, what is going to happen in Huntington's is we have something called this, which we call as a nerve cell or a neuron. Okay, this is nucleus. So this is a neuron or this is a nerve cell, and what will happen is eventually as we get old, what is going to happen to this nerve cell? These cells will these nerve cells will start decaying. Okay, it will start decomposition will start of these nerve cells. Okay, where are the nerve cells? But obviously in the brain. Okay, so in the brain, when these nerve cells start decaying, will lead to what? Will lead to Huntington disease. Okay, now what are the symptoms that are associated with it? So Huntington disease will first of all do movement, then we have thinking ability, thinking ability, and then we have what we have, we can say movement first, thinking ability, and our mental health. It will spoil all these. So it will spoil our movements, it will spoil our thinking ability, it will spoil our mental health as well. Okay, and what is the age bar for this? This develops approximately around 30s to 40s. Okay, 30s to 40s is the starting age of having this Huntington's disease symptoms. And if it happens before 20 years of age, before 20 years of age, if this disease is coming, what we will call it as, we will call it as juvenile. I hope you know the meaning of juvenile Huntington's disease. Okay, just be careful of this word. Juvenile Huntington disease will be always for people under 20s or in their 20s or before that. Okay, but originally this disease is of 30s and 40s. And while we are talking about Huntington's, let's just have a look. This is our normal brain section of yours and mine's. Normal frontal horns of the lateral ventricle. So I hope you know what are lateral ventricles, and if not, wait for June 23 paper. Huntington's disease is, in Huntington disease, brain looks like something enlargement of the frontal horns of the lateral ventricles. Okay, so these are lateral ventricles, and frontal horns will what do, will enlarge. Why? Because it is associated with your movement, thinking ability, and mental health. Okay, movement first of all, then thinking ability will also be disturbed, and then your mental health as well. And now you can also note down this. Physical symptoms include Huntington's disease. Huntington's, first of all, whenever you listen Huntington, make yourself recall yourself inherited. Okay, inherited. It means you are getting it from your parents, not from outside. Involuntary movements, your leg will shake like this. Difficulty in swallowing, loss of coordination, you will fall again and again and again. And mental emotional changes, depression, mood swings, pretty common. Difficulty learning and reasoning. Reasoning means thinking ability is getting disrupted, and you have having memory loss over here. Okay, this is important, memory loss. Okay, memory loss. Okay, just now based on our Huntington's disease knowledge, are we able to solve this question? We will see. Parkinson's disease is a disorder of middle and old age, while Huntington's disease is a disorder of young. Okay, can we say this is the wrong statement? Huntington's disease is a disorder of young. No, this is not a disorder of young. This is disorder of your 30s and 40s, middle and old age. Okay. So this is something which is wrong over here. So we can, but we don't know about this much right now. Okay. This much right now we don't know. But we know Huntington disease is a disorder of young. No, this is definitely not going to be possible. So it comes out that this answer is wrong. Option A is wrong. Why? Because Huntington's disease is a disorder of young. No, never. It is a disorder of middle age, 30s and 40s. We just saw, and more plus 40 years of age. Okay. So this is a disorder of middle and old age. So what is Parkinson's disease? We will find out in short time. Parkinson's disease is a movement disorder, while Huntington disease is an emotional disorder. Okay, we just saw that Huntington disease has relation with movement as well. Primarily, it has reason with movement disorder. Okay, it is related to movement disorder. We just saw the jerky movements of leg. So this option is also going to be wrong. Okay, so if we say A and B is wrong, so A and B is wrong, B is wrong, A is wrong. So already we got the correct answer. Option number second, C and D only. So C and D only is the correct answer, but it is not as easy, but you have to need to revise it again and again. Okay. Alright. Unlike Parkinson's disease, Huntington's disease has a strong genetic base. Yes, 100%. We just saw right now it has a strong genetic base. Huntington, Washington inherited. Okay. Huntington, Washington inherited. Homework. I am doing homework. Okay. Huntington, Washington inherited. Just remind yourself again and again and make it sure that you are doing consolidation of in your memory. And now, Huntington's disease has a strong genetic base. Yes, it has a strong genetic base. It is 100% correct. Unlike Parkinson's disease, so it means that Parkinson's might not have genetic base. Okay, we are not sure about this, but we will find out eventually. C option is correct. Parkinson's disease is not associated with severe dementia, while Huntington's disease is. It means Huntington disease is associated with what? With associated with your dementia. And what is dementia? Is your memory. That's why I told you it is important, memory loss. Okay, so memory loss is important. Huntington disease associated with severe dementia as well. Here you can see memory loss, and you can see the involuntary movements. Okay, now I hope that Huntington's is pretty damn clear to you. Now we will move forward to Parkinson's. So, okay, so what do you remember with Parkinson's? I am going to tell you a story which was beneficial for our students, and you can also remember the same way. So let's suppose you have a Skoda car, or you have any other car, and you are going to parking, and as soon as you get out of your car, you start getting what? You start getting tremors. Okay, and this is what done with your Parkinson's disease. You understood each and everything about your Parkinson's disease. Okay, so Parkinson's is associated with movement, and movement also including tremor. So you are going by your car. This is your car, maybe something like this. This is your car. As soon as you get out of your car, your hands start shaking. You start getting tremors. That means movement of your body is going to be get disturbed in Parkinson's, and it is majorly in CNS. It controls both motor movement as well as non-motor movements of your body in this Parkinson's disease. Okay, and now one thing which is very very important, again same nerve cell will start dysfunctioning, this nerve cell, but whenever there is a damage to these nerve cell, whenever there is a damage to these nerve cell, what will happen? Your neurotransmitter, if you know, dopamine level will drop. Dopamine levels start dropping due to nerve damage or nerve cell damage in Parkinson's disease. What is going to happen is dopamine level will start dropping. Dopamine level, so let's suppose dopamine level is over here 100 dopamine level, but as soon as you hit with Parkinson, it will come to 60 70, sorry, 60 70 50 40, like this. Okay, so dopamine level will drop where? Dopamine level will drop in the Parkinson's disease. Okay, make sure that in Parkinson's disease dopamine level will drop down. And as soon as you park your car, you came out of your car, you are having tremors, and as you are having tremors, someone from there came and has a bottle of, we can say, some juice, and this juice contains very high levels of dopamine. Why? Because this guy knows very smartly, he knows that you are having dopamine levels low. Okay, all right. And then one more important thing that you need to remember about Parkinson's is it is a neurodegenerative disease. Okay, neurodegenerative disease. Now you will ask what is neurodegenerative. So whenever we are having loss of neurons in whichever disease we are having, what we are having loss of neurons, it will be referred to as our neurodegenerative disease. So Parkinson's is a neurodegenerative disease because what we will do, we will do loss of neurons in this Parkinson's disease. And as you can see over here, this is a healthy brain of yours and mine, healthy brain. But when someone is having this disease, neurodegenerative, it will look like this. So are you able to get the difference over here? This one and this second image. This is AD is for what? This AD is for Alzheimer disease. Okay, this is for Alzheimer's disease. And when we will get a question on Alzheimer, we will open up this Alzheimer as well. So right now you know Parkinson's disease, you know Huntington's disease. Both are what? Both are neurodegenerative disease because we are referring to loss of neurons over here, and situation will something like this will came up. And then Alzheimer is also a most common form of our neurodegenerative disease. And with this, we are done with this question. Option number C and D are correct. So we are having the correct option as option number 2, C and D only. Unlike Parkinson's disease, Huntington disease has a strong genetic base. Yes, Huntington will have a strong genetic base, while Parkinson will not have a strong genetic base. Parkinson's disease is not associated with severe dementia. No, while Huntington's disease is. Yes, Huntington is associated with your what? Your dementia, but Parkinson's is not associated with it. And now this lecture is getting very long, and this is our last question for today's part number 4. Memory that is thought to contain knowledge, facts, information, ideas that can be recalled or described in words, pictures, or symbols is called. We will call it as a procedural memory, episodic memory, semantic memory, or declarative memory. So the correct answer over here is option number 4, declarative memory. The question is little tricky. Why? Because they have mentioned ideas. If it was till here, answer would have been different. But they have said that can be recalled or described in words. That can be recalled or described in words will fall under what? Will fall under your declarative memory over here. Procedural memory is also known as, I have already told you in June 2019 when the paper we were solving, I have already mentioned all those things over there. So implicit memory is also referred to as procedural memory, where whatever you are doing, tying your shoelace, riding your bicycle, cooking milk or tea or maybe coffee, whatever you are doing, brushing your teeth is going with all those things which is called as procedural memory. While we will discuss about episodic memory are the episodes of your life. So let's suppose you fail in 10th class, you pass in 12th class, you fail in degree college, or you fail in master's college, or you fail whatever, whenever you fail, or you had an accident in 8th class, or you had a, we can say, a trauma. If you are a child, if you are a girl, or if you are a boy, you have a trauma in 3rd year of your life when something happen mishappening, and then you have a trauma in your 3rd grade or 3rd year of your life. So these all thing, and you saw when you were 1 year, you saw very traumatic event, you saw an earthquake and something like that. Okay, so these all are what, these all are episodes of our life, and this we will include in episodic memory. It has no knowledge, no fact, no information, ideas that can be recalled, described. Okay, so this is not the same thing. And while the semantic memory are all the facts and figures, 1947, 2011, 2004, online solar dissemination effect, and all those things are coming up 1879. All these are what, all these are knowledge, facts and information. But we can declare, and declarative memory is what, which we can declare, and the question is telling you about the same thing. Okay, so we have just discussed about your topic memory, which is of your unit number 5, which is very important, and each and every time 100% this question is coming from types of memory or stages of memory, nothing apart from that. So you must be thorough with all these. What are the types of memory? Flashbulb memory, auto flashbulb or autobiographical memory, and what all types of memories we are having. You must be thorough with all of this because it is coming again and again in each and every paper. 22 it came, 23 it came, 24 it came, 25 it came, 26 it came, and it will start coming again and again. All right, so make sure that you do this topic memory particularly very well, so that you can easily fetch 2 plus 4 marks over here. Okay, all right, so that's all for today's part number 4. I hope you have learned something, I hope you have gathered some knowledge, and you will imply that in your examination. So thanks for watching the video. If you have not yet subscribed the channel, make sure that you do it, and make sure that you like the channel, and as well as join the Telegram channel as well for the free study material of your exam preparation. Okay, so I have shared unit wise PYQ book, which is very helpful for you, and I have shared PYQ book of all the years consisting from 2019 to 2024. You just need to practice, find out the answers, and do it again and again and again and again, and eventually one day you will be able to get easily NET JRF. How fast you will do it depends upon you. That much fast you will be able to get this certificate despite being the cutoff high, low, whatever end it is. You need not worry, but you need to do all those things precisely. Thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day ahead. Take care.